So a lot of men have checked out, and it seems like a lot of people realize that the game is rigged. A lot of people are talking about how 50 years ago it was normal for a man with one income to be able to support themselves and their whole family, their wife and multiple kids, and own a house in their mid 20s. Now most men cannot afford to live on their own, and it's becoming the norm for a lot of men in their 20s, even 30s, to just live with their parents. Sounds like many people are realizing that the game is rigged and that the school system didn't teach them anything important, like how to escape the rat race, really, how to live life. Because growing up, I always heard people saying that school was supposed to prepare you for life, and that's not the case at all. School does not prepare people for life. I mean, there's irrefutable evidence that they don't care about you. In fact, they care more about teaching you made up pronouns and the gay BCs than they care about teaching you how to escape the rat race, how to make money. And that's interesting that they don't teach anything about making money and investments, because the reality is that when people leave school, they have to find a way to make money to pay bills. If that's not taught in school, how is school preparing you for life? You know, I was never taught anything in school that had to do with making money, investing, you know, how to legally deduct taxes, anything. Like, once again, they're teaching the gay BCs. This is not to be funny, but they're teaching the gay BCs and made up genders, but they won't teach you the ABCs of investing. And there's just irrefutable evidence, once again, that it's all about getting people to be compliant, getting men to be compliant, obedient employees, and never question authority, never question the government, never question anything that's happening. And there's so much happening right now, and I'm not going to dive deep into the rabbit hole, but just to mention a few things, obviously the politicians are stealing a lot of money from us, from the people. You know, it's crazy. It's right in our faces. Politicians are supposedly getting paid $150,000 a year, yet somehow they have 50 million, $100 million net worth. Obviously, they're stealing money. They're doing a lot of deals under the table. All this money that's going to Ukraine, it's crazy. The fires in California, the fires in Maui, everything that is happening right now. We're sending money overseas. Who made that decision and why, instead of helping our own people? Do you realize that we can solve hunger, homelessness? We can solve everything. We can pay for everyone's education. Everything can be paid for with the money that has gone to Ukraine. Everything. Food for everyone, homes for everyone, everything. The fires in Maui, the fires in California, and there's leftover money. Can you believe that? Just, it's crazy. But once again, we're not diving deep into that rabbit hole. The main idea is the game is rigged, and people are starting to realize that. However, it's not all doom and gloom. I do not subscribe to that mentality. I don't. Because the reality is that even though it may not feel like it sometimes for a lot of people, this is the fact and nobody can argue with it. I'm talking facts, I'm not talking opinions and feelings. The fact is that we have more opportunity than we've ever had before in the history of humankind. You know, there are 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds that are becoming millionaires, self-made millionaires. There are 70-year-olds that are becoming millionaires. And they never tried before, but then something happened in their lives that sparked action. I was watching this video of this old lady who had never been on YouTube before, and she decided to start her YouTube channel because she was fired. And that was the best thing that could have happened for her. She was not expecting to be fired in her 50s from a job that she absolutely needed. And then she started her YouTube channel, and within 10 weeks, she was making way more money than she thought she would. It far exceeded her expectations. Now, we're not going to just talk about YouTube, right? Social media. There's way more opportunities out there outside of social media as well. But that's just a great example. And yes, part of it is the internet, social media. We have an opportunity with social media that we've never had before. You would have to be selected by someone in order to be able to be seen, to be on camera. Before social media, there was no way to get famous without somebody's permission, somebody's approval, somebody's connection. Like, you would have to have connections. Now, it's possible. May not be easy, may not be for everyone, but it's possible. And you are relying on nobody because it's up to you to give it a try. And it's not up to anybody else. There is not somebody who's going to keep you down if you decide to embark on a journey of wanting to post on social media, for example, or anything else. There's a lot of opportunity. And I know what it feels like to be completely lost. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm judging, although I can be judgmental sometimes. It all depends on my mood and the different levels of caffeine in my system. When I'm very caffeinated, I can get very much like David Goggins, right? Like, fuck your excuses and this and that. But right now I'm in a chill mode, maybe because it's raining and I don't know. For some reason, I feel very nice and calm right now. You guys are going to notice that I have multiple personalities and it's all me. I'm not going to try to be super animated or super calm just because it's working, just because I'm getting views from it, or not getting views, whatever it is that I feel, that's how I'm going to express myself. I just want to keep it real. But no matter what, who am I to judge? I have been blessed. I found some opportunities, and I don't know where I would be if I hadn't found those opportunities. Because by the time that somebody's in their mid-20s, if they haven't found something that gives them hope, they lose it. They lose hope. And it has nothing to do with age, but that just happens to be what it is for most people. Some people give up at 18, right out of high school. They give up. They just accept to work a 9-to-5 job or go to college to do something that they don't want to do and then end up not even able to find a job after graduating. A lot of people give up at 18, not just 25. It's not your fault. And if you sense frustration, it's because I have a tremendous disgust with everything that's happening. The powers that be that are suppressing people. I have a tremendous disgust with the school system. I have a tremendous disgust with the government, with everything that is happening right now. And I have a disgust with the fact that people are giving up. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me. So if you sense any frustration, it's not at you. It's just because it sucks to see so many people giving up. It sucks. and I have tried to help people outside of social media in the real world. Whenever I meet people, I try to give them hope. But those who are done, they're done. And then there are those that still have a little spark, and I don't want to see that spark die. I've seen it. I've seen it before. There are those people who are simply dead, and there is no reviving them. There is no reviving them. So before that spark of hope dies out, I would say do something that scares you. Do something crazy. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and you know, some of them may seem like good opportunities and they're not. I understand that. And some of them are. I hate this saying, not everything that shines is gold, because people are misinterpreting that. Yes, that's true. Not everything that shines is gold. But if gold does shine, and it does, then how do you go about selecting the right opportunities? Because not everything that shines is gold is being interpreted as, if it shines, it's not gold. That is completely wrong. Think about that. Think about it. So people are blocked off to opportunities. People are completely blocked off. YouTube, oh, where there's too much competition. Sales, oh, well, that's risky. Commission only? No way. Everything is risky. Life is so risky that you're not going to make it out alive. That was a beautiful quote by Jim Rohn. And it's true. Life is so risky that you're not going to make it out alive. If you're going to die, you might as well live. You might as well live. For some people, it cannot get any worse. They're miserable at their jobs. And they're not living outside of work. They don't enjoy the work, and they don't live outside of work. They don't enjoy their life. You might as well try something. You might as well try something, whatever it is. And I'm not talking about some stupid crypto scams or some get-rich-quick scheme, but try something. Try something. Try something that relies on you. And this is a very good example, like social media. Something that is not hourly or salary. Fuck a job. J-O-B, just over broke. Try something that requires you to level up your skill set, communication skills, anything. And some people need to open their minds to the possibilities, to the reality that some people are making $10,000 a day. Some people are making $100,000 a day. And that might seem far out of reach, but it's factual. There's over 50 million millionaires on this planet. You could be one of them. When you think about it, that's a pretty large number. Over 50 million millionaires. 50 million millionaires. That's a lot. And I know you may be thinking, well, it's a small percentage. Well, you could choose to be in that top 1%. You could choose to be there. And especially nowadays with so much opportunity and the fact that 99% of people, they have given up, they have checked out. It's never been easier to be in the top 1%. It's easy to outwork, outperform, outsmart 99% of people. I believe that. I believe that if you choose to do it, it's a choice. You can do it. I 100% believe that. And I have never met anyone that has the right mindset, that doesn't give up, and somehow is stuck. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not being judgmental here, but in order to get unstuck, you have to try something and you have to develop the right mindset. You have to flip a switch. It has to flip for you. It has to. And David Goggins, for example, he's proof. I don't know if you guys know who David Goggins is, but he is someone who chose to just lose 100 pounds in 3 months. Over 100 pounds. I don't want to take away any credit. A little bit over 100 pounds. I think it was 109 pounds in 3 months. And he decided to become the toughest motherfucker on earth. Joined the Navy SEALs. You know, he is known as the toughest motherfucker on earth. And he chose to do that. And he used to be the exact opposite. He used to be weak, pathetic. By his own words, weak, pathetic. Just lying to people, lying to himself, lying to everyone. He was a complete loser. And he chose to live a different lifestyle. And the way that he expresses himself, I very much resonate with, because he's saying things that are harsh, but he's saying those things out of love. And he's not saying that to people, right? It's not fuck you for being a loser, fuck you for being fat. It's not that. It's fuck that mindset that got you there. And look, whether it's your fault or not, and it's not, right? Like, the school system led people to a certain path of just being obedient and following the rules and raising their hand and being compliant. And that's not how life works. It's not. Like, not making mistakes, for example. School teaches you not to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes. You have to try. You have to think outside the box. Everything that school taught you is the exact opposite. If you do the opposite of what most people are doing, you'll get the opposite of what most people are getting. Most people are following the school system, what they were taught in school as kids. People who have given up on life are often referred to as the walking dead, the normies, the sheeple, the NPCs, non-playing characters. It's sad. It's sad to watch other people give up. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but let me know how you feel. And let me know if you think it's possible to flip a switch and take control of your life. Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's possible? Because that's something to think about. That is something to think about. Yeah, sure, it is what it is. Things are not what it should be. But do you have control? Things happen. Things happen. And you have no control over that. But you do have control over how you react to the things that happen. Do you feel that you have the control to change your life? I genuinely want to know. Because with so many people that I see that are checked out and that have given up, I want to know how many of you actually believe that you can and that you will change. Change your life for the better.